So another day, another corporate affiliation. There's some kind of weird car up on top of a thing with a Superman symbol on the side, because there's the film premiere of Man of Steel or whatever. Man of Steel, like a celebration of a strong man. We just wanted to remind everybody that President Assad is a strong man. I don't think many of these people will be talking about him. Man of Steel. The exchange of paperwork and brown envelopes. So, oh god, there's some really, really bizarre stuff down here. Now, this is your post-Bilderberg debrief. I wanted to say a few words about what happened with the BBC, because I've seen a few things sort of flying around, people sort of analysing it slightly. Some people saying that these guys from the BBC who turned up with a sort of goat's head on and lots of Illuminati symbolism, that these guys were in fact cool guys who were sort of protesters, but they worked for the BBC, but they were protesters, and it was all okay. I just wanted to let you know that is wrong. If you look, these guys are part of a television program called The Revolution Will Be Televised. They started off with a YouTube channel. They then sort of sold out to the BBC. They've just received a BAFTA award for their fantastic work. Now, one thing I want you to look at is, I want you to look at this, which is presumably like a big thing they're putting together, getting ready for the film premiere tonight, which is not in the big... Oh no, it is in the big Odeon, is it? I've got a big Man of Steel thing over there. I don't know. I'm going to be down here later on, so I might see a bit more later. They're putting up the big Superman symbol, which is of course the symbol for Assad. It's the big S for Syria. That's what they're putting up. Now, I'm going to walk this way away from the engines. Now, these BBC Three guys, I want you to look up the stunts they did at Barclays. Because what they did is they went into a big corporate headquarters of Barclays, and they... Oh, that's quite interesting. Can you see like the bottom of the S is just behind me? They're going to put the big top of the S on later on. Oh, look at that. We're putting these screens together, looking, displaying all the digits on them. It's quite interesting. I love all this sort of like behind the scenes stuff. You come down here when the film premiere is actually going on. It's boring as hell. But all this behind the scenes stuff, I freaking love it. I really love it. Seeing all this like equipment, all these bods milling around, it's great. Of course, they'll put down the red carpet or the blue carpet down here later on. So all these like very anxious looking sort of security guards. Well, they don't look too anxious. They look all right, don't they? Look chilled out. Little bit nervous and very beefy. Very beefy. Look this up on the internet. The revolution will be televised. Oh, I can't get out of here, I'm trapped. Oh, I can't get out of here, it's fine. The revolution will be televised when they went into Barclays to do a casino. Now what they did is they went into one of the headquarters buildings of Barclays, I'm not sure where it was, and they set up a casino under the idea that, the whole banking system is basically just a big casino, and they're encouraging people to come and sort of bet money and all this kind of stuff, right? If I was to do that, I wonder if you can guess what would happen. You get inside the BBC, the Barclays headquarters, you'd start setting up your little table, and within about 30 seconds the security would be there saying, excuse me, what are you doing, can you stop filming, and can you please get the fuck out of here, this is private property, we will call the police. But what happened with them is that they were allowed to stay there, and the Barclays employees were all coming along and saying, oh, this is amazing, this is great, and ooh, which just goes to show that it was complete bullshit. They weren't asked to stop filming, they weren't even asked to leave, and of course that's because it wasn't a real protest action, it was a simulated protest action. Now, just to let you know what they wanted to do, those BBC who came into the Bilderberg FEMA camp, is that they wanted to perform a mock human sacrifice. Now, that sort of thing is not cool. You can only imagine what could have happened with that footage. I mean, we don't know whether or not they were doing it as one of their stunts, or maybe those guys are so good at simulating real events that possibly anybody could have got hold of that footage and think that it was the protesters in there who were doing that action, which is not acceptable. Just checking how long I've been speaking for. There's lots and lots and lots of police around. Yesterday I was wandering around, and there was like that mass. You've probably seen it on the news. All of that anti-capitalism marches and stuff. I was walking around. The police raided a squat, didn't they? Apparently, 200 people. 200 people in one little squat, in one little house in Soho. Right? And they turned up and they arrested all the ringleaders, and then what happened was, because the rest of them didn't want to get arrested, they didn't want the police to kettle them in anywhere, they dispersed, and so you had these little groupings, maybe 2 or 3 anarchists all at once, and the police scattered as well. The police helicopter was flying around in crazy patterns. They completely outfoxed the police, because the police realised that the police need them to all be in one place, and they scattered. And it was really interesting. There was like literally a policeman on every street corner as you went through sort of Soho, Mayfair, down on Piccadilly outside Fortnum and Mason's. Some crazy goings on. I didn't have my camera with me, otherwise I would have filmed some of it. But it was pretty epic. But I'm doing some more research into the Fringe Festival organisers, and a few people are telling me some stuff that's really quite interesting, of course, as well. If you haven't seen it already, look up Charlie Skelton, Space Cadets, because Charlie Skelton, one of the main organisers working on behalf of The Guardian that weekend, earlier on in his career, he was part of a reality TV show where he was an in-place actor milling in with a load of people who thought they were in a real situation, but in actual fact it was all pretend. Look up Charlie Skelton, Space Cadet, and let me know what you think.